think that design thinking is a very boring process. Who is going to go through all these things? Have fun. Have fun in whatever you do. You will achieve great results. Shift your mind a little towards what is happening in the life with your technology. Don't make technology your slave. Not always, please. This AI and all has become like a rage. I can say I have used ChatGPT, but at a certain point I feel that I was depending too much on it. Do not depend too much, but make the right use of technology in your designs and in your portfolio. Give that due credit to the technology which has come to us, and we are making the most out of it. Observe it. There are different types of leaves. Okay, bring all the pathar in the class, sit on it and see, can you sit? No, okay. Put it as a paperweight. Yeah, works very well. Good. Can I put this as a necklace and a big pendant in between, like a statement piece? Yes, why not? He used to make us sit all through the night doing only sketching. Only sketching means get so tired of it. Ellipses pe ellipses, spheres pe spheres, making perspective angles. We don't know what we were doing for the 2 nights, and we were just doing sketching. We were tired. But after that 1 day of break, when we came back to the class, that subconsciously that tiredness gave us so many ideas that it was all worth it to go through that tedious, rigorous session of sketching. Thank you so much. My bit in various disciplines, and that has been my greatest assets, because I've worked with some good people in my life and till today also. So whatever I have learned is from my colleagues, from my peer, and whatever I am going to say to y'all or share is my learnings. It's not that I am very totally great in this subject, but this subject is close to my heart, because this is actually the basics of what I learned at National Institute of Design. This is on which the design world thrives on. And many of us do not understand the importance of it. Probably we do not use them in our life. So most of my slides, I'm going to give a disclaimer here. Please note that most of my slides are my inspiration. Now, Tim Brown is my inspiration. He is one of the person. If you'll have a paper, pen on your mobile, as in when I am talking, I'm going to say some names to y'all. Y'all are going to go back to your classroom or in your free time, search about Tim Brown. Prior to that, search about what is IDEO. IDEO is one of the first foremost design firms to engage in the activity of design thinking and promoting it to various companies to use them to their best. So Tim Brown is the founder of IDEO. So all my quotes, all some of the good looking graphics what you see on my slides are all being gathered from there, because they are my learning. So I am not putting anything of my own saying that, oh, I have done this. So I give due credit to the people who have inspired me in my process. Designing is much more than what you think. Designing is a thought process. First and foremostly, when outside when we go and we say, okay, what are you? I'm a designer. Oh, so you draw? So you paint? No, I do much more beyond that. So when you say think like a designer, there are many peripherals which come into it. From the way you are, to your thoughts, to your emotional process, to your mental process, and everything related to it. Ideas. Where do ideas come from? Anybody randomly can just tell me. Even if it is a stupid one, it's fine. Where do ideas come from? I don't mind any one of you all telling me my ideas come in the bathroom. It's fine.
Observation.
Yes, observation. What else? Inspiration. Absolutely right. Imagination. Nature. Okay. Lot of things inspire us to ideate, to get ideas. But most importantly, today in the world, ideas matter. If you have an idea, you're a great person. And if you have an idea and if you can execute it, you are a greatest person. So how do you reflect on these ideas and where do ideas come from? If you have a great idea in a portfolio which is based on a simple idea about where you get inspired by a nature, okay, a nature form, and you make jewelry out of it, where have you got that inspiration from? I mean, like, how have you built that portfolio? That is more important. Making jewelry, putting it in the format of 1, 2, 3, 4, this is my portfolio, okay, I want a job. What more than that? I know you can design jewelry, you can do this. But more than that, what value are you adding to it? Do you have a value addition of, oh, I have a brilliant idea, I'm going to take this forward and convert it into a jewelry? Please do it, execute it. So ideas, whenever you have great ideas, always jot it down, always write it somewhere. See to it that it is met to that purpose, or you're doing it and have fun. There is a lot of things in the market, also not exactly in jewelry, but in branding, in graphics, jewelry. Lot of things have been brought to a betterment by change. And how is this change happening? Change is happening by understanding a few things or probably having a different mindset. That is why my first slide said, thinking like a designer can change a lot of things in your company, in your team, yourself as a person, and many more. So how do we bring in this change? Design thinking. Design thinking is a thought process, just as how design is a thought process. But for this process, you'll have to understand a few peripherals which are very, very important. Now, this particular subject is very vast, but for this class, I have made it crisp. I've shortened it for you all to understand how you can do it on your own. To get more in depth of this is more fun, because that's not just theoretical, that's more to do practical also. Like when I said, where do ideas come from? So if you take one of the ideas and understand the design thinking thought process and the process of it, you will be able to iterate better. You will be able to brainstorm better on ideas. Now, design thinking is simple but a human-centered approach to solving problems. What are we, problem solving for? Either it's for a company, either it's for your own self, either it's for a product or a service. And how are they related to? But they are all related to people. They are all humans. We are not designing it for robots, right? So how are you going to engage in these activities? It's a process that starts with the people you are designing with and ends with a new solution that are purpose-built to suit their needs. You are, at the end, you're meeting the purpose of the client or the customer you are designing for. 3 important things of human-centered design. Desirable, which is the people you're doing for. Feasible, where you're infusing technology. Because we are in the digital era, we can't do. Most of us cannot do it without touching the phone. I mean, how are you going to do anything without technology? There's so many of the things in your course also you're using so far. Another thing is viable for success. Needs of the people, possibilities of technology, and requirement for success. All of this, when they come together, your answer is the end product. Your end product need not be a 3D. It can be emotional. It can be pragmatic. It can be a service, or it can be just operational. Again, I said the slide is from IDEO because I love it. Their website is also very nice. This is the process which you will be following when you will want to use design thinking in your project. First thing, just have a look at this properly because I'm going to take one slide one by one. First thing, you frame a question. When you're starting anything, whatever you start, you ask yourself questions of why you want to do it, for whom you want to do it, how you want to do it, and when do you want to do it. The more questions you ask, the more defining a problem. Okay? For example, if to begin with, I would say, I have some colored gems with me and I want to put them to use. How do I take that ahead? I don't want to make a jewelry piece, but what next? Quite challenging enough, but on that, you're asking questions. The power of questions lead to stronger ideas that actually address the need of customers. It's always when you're brainstorming, you're not on a particular subject as such, but you are also taking others, gathering others' information and asking. So when you're doing it individually, probably these could be some of the things which you should be doing as a first process of design thinking. This is the only way you will define a problem. You know, inspiration prior to that is observation. The more you observe, the more you get inspired by it. It's as simple as following your favorite designer. Okay? Following an influencer on Instagram. What you gain from it is, of course, information, but right now in this today's market, anything and everything around us is for us is an information. Observation, interviews and surveys can help you understand better. Your information is, keep this phone away for an hour and you will gather more information. We've forgotten to read books. I think if you ask me now, while I was studying in NID, I would have given you, I can still give you 20 books which I have gone through, the best of the books from my library. But if you ask me in the past 10 years if I have read any book, I have no answer. Because the phone has taken so much of the time and the instant information what we receive, the charm of gathering inspiration has been lost. So, one of the incidents I would tell you that, you know, we were told to go and search for a nature form inspiration. So, the teacher comes and just says that, go search for a form inspiration. What is a form? Inspiration, nature. Okay. Someone said that my inspiration is a leaf. Patta, leaf. Okay. Some said my inspiration is a fly. Fly. Some said my, I want to do something from pebbles. Pathar. Okay. Now, more to that, when the teacher comes and says that, what more have you done apart from this? Okay, when you say gather inspiration is also finding out the characteristics of that particular form you have chosen. What is a leaf? What is the color it's doing? What is the form? What is the shape? Go out, see if you can find a fly, put it in the dabba and bring it in the class. Observe it. There are different types of leaves. Okay, bring all the pathar in the class, sit on it and see, can you sit? No, okay. Put it as a paperweight, yeah, works very well. Good. Can I put this as a necklace and a big pendant in between like a statement piece? Yes, why not? Okay. So these are some of the things where one product and you get inspired a lot. Yes, the last thing I'm going to highlight on is listening skills. The more often you listen well to anything, is the more you will learn. That is on you if you want to take it and put it out or keep it with you as a learning. So always listen to what is being told to y'all, and even if it is, a boring podcast or whatever, but the more you listen, the more you will learn. Generate ideas, brainstorm. Brainstorm is one of the best processes in design thinking because you get together with your friends, you sit together. The environment you make when you're brainstorming is lovely because that gives you more enthusiasm to come with a lot of ideas. Brainstorm can be done with one person, with 10 people. Always quantity over quality. Do not count quantity, because in quantity when you're brainstorming, you can have the most stupidest ideas, the most an idea which can never be feasible. It's fine. But the part in which you have put your thoughts in that is somewhere going to be useful at the end product. You never know, the most stupidest of your ideas will be the greatest ideas. So even if you tell while you're brainstorming and when you say that, okay, I'm going to go to the washroom and sit there for a half an hour and then come back, it's okay. It's fine. I can only ideate when I drink coffee. It's okay. Fine. No problem. I'm going to sleep over it. Fine. But another incident I will tell you, that we had one teacher in NID who used to help us do this brainstorming sessions. And he was one very strict teacher. He used to make us sit all through the night doing only sketching. Only sketching means get so tired of it. Ellipses pe ellipses, spheres pe spheres, making perspective angles. We don't know what we were doing for the 2 nights. And we were just doing sketching. We were tired. But after that one day of break, when we came back to the class, that subconsciously that tiredness gave us so many ideas that it was all worth it to go through that tedious, rigorous session of sketching. So the idea behind was that the more you churn, sometimes you getting your mind tired is good. You will get the best of the ideas. So generate ideas however you like. Tomorrow if you want have idea, you have an idea, you want to sing it out, please sing. You want to dance? Yes. I want to stand on this table and pitch my ideas. Do that. You have to be that shameless when you're brainstorming and generating ideas. Only when you come, that is why it's said out of the box thinking. It's not because I'm standing on the table and doing it. It's because the way I am okay to pitch my idea and story tell you my idea. That's okay, absolutely fine. That's how you will come out of your content box and complacent, living. Make ideas tangible. You all make ideas tangible here because your designs then get into actual pieces. So how do you make ideas tangible is you create prototypes. Now prototypes are of this, again, is a subject in itself. Prototype cannot be said that, okay, I have something I'm going to make in clay, but probably it's not going to hold my product in clay. Which other material can I use? Can I use a cardboard? Can I use a paper? Can I use a wire? How many of y'all in the class have just randomly taken your design of jewelry and tried to make it in different materials? Material exploration, it's called. Have you tried making that in paper? Yes? What did you do? Tell me.
I had a concept of bird of paradise.
Oh, wow.
So I made it using paper.
Paper. What bird of paradise? I mean, like.
It has wings and big tail.
Okay, yeah.
I made a bracelet of it.
Out of it, you cut the strips, the colored strips.
No, not colored, but white.
Okay. So you wanted to see how it looks in 3D. Okay. Have you tried any other material? Yeah, that's how you explore. I mean, don't be too content enough to have that, I have a design, I'll put it on CAD. You know, the fun of making your own jewelry with whatever possible around it is more nice. Of course, later on you will be hired in other companies, you will be playing in gyms and designing and all. But right now, if you get a chance, please do that. I mean, it's fun to explore different materials. So different materials, making it tangible, that's the process of putting prototypes together. It may not be called as a prototype, but it will be an exploration you are doing. So nice one. It's a good attempt. You should keep doing it, and it's also fun. These kind of prototyping techniques, no, will take you a little away from what you've been doing all through the day or probably all through the months. So maybe, have one session like this, so it's going to be fun. Test to learn. When you have a prototype, if you had made of the paper, actually you should have, taken it and made these ladies wear and see how they look like. Or probably if you want to make it a little more stronger, what material would you have used? Okay, if you were to engage it in with wires and the color papers, it would look more beautiful. So it's just because, these kind of ideas, when you put your thoughts into it, it gives you ideas for a newer dimension. Probably can be some kind of a jewelry line which is of paper, because we are in a I'm just giving you some ideas. We are in an era where we are using technology, we are using different materials, we are exploring them to the fullest. Why not do that? It's just something, some thought I'm giving you. It's just a fun thing. You never know. Tomorrow a paper jewelry can be like a collection for the kids. Because the kids are somebody who will just wear the jewelry and throw it. So paper idhar dal diya to kuch pata nahi chalega. So it's okay. So I'm just giving you a thought and idea. So always test your prototypes. In this generation, there is something called a 3D printing. I think each one of you all know. 3D printing is much more, in demand and used to the fullest. I myself has used 3D printing, and it's a fabulous technology what we have today. When you're done with prototyping, when you're done with, engaging your customers, talking to them, always share a story. So sharing a story, another very important part is called storytelling. Storytelling is a very, very important part in the design process. Each of your jewelry pieces you design is a story in itself. If you sell your design piece in a form of a story, its selling value increases. But how do you communicate it to the people? Have the right set of engaging people and people who would help you in communicating these ideas. Maybe like a mock of pitching your ideas and share a story saying that I just saw in the class one drawing of a volcano inspired jewelry piece. I think Devyani is not here, so she might. Volcano inspired. I quite like that. And the way the flames were implemented in the design, and the right use of stones which would, portray volcano was done very well. So that has a story. But tomorrow if I have to sell this to my client, what story am I going to build? How am I going to build? So design thinking is not just about following just this process. It is about making a business out of it also. Tomorrow, if you have to sell that product, you should have a compelling story to tell. It's all on stories what the business is going to run on. 3 important things. It is just an overview of the 6 stages we went through. Inspiration, ideation, iteration. Iteration is prototyping. When you get some feedback, you come back to the ideation. Okay? Ideation, you tweak a lot. You come back to the inspiration. But ideation and iteration are the 2 processes you will always do back and forth. Your prototype is never going to be the final one ever. You will have to iterate it again and again on it. Change the way you think, you change your mindset. for the good. Only when you change the mindset of how I want to do things in my design, in my portfolio, is going to be a game changer.
In your life too, not only design.
Yes, absolutely correct. This and also in your lifestyle, you use design thinking. Mindset. Why? Because we have a certain. We are in one track mind. We don't have a divergent thinking where we converge to one point and boil down to one idea and one solution, and we design for it. That is also one part which I have not put here. Like I said, it's a very vast subject. Divergent thinking is where you get multiple ideas and you converge into one great idea which you will do and prototype and take your feedbacks. Change the way you think, change your mindset, but today you have to mind shift it. I mean, shift your mind a little towards what is happening in the life with your technology. Don't make technology your slave. Not always, please. This AI and all has become like a rage. I can say even I have used ChatGPT, but at a certain point I feel that I was depending too much on it. Do not depend too much, but make the right use of technology in your designs and in your portfolio. Give that due credit to the technology which has come to us and we are making the most out of it. Don't let them make you a slave. So mind shift it. More than a mindset, it is a mind shift you have. Creativity is intelligence having fun. So even if you think that design thinking is a very boring process, who is going to go through all these things? Have fun. Have fun in whatever you do, you will achieve great results. Try to bring in that fun. That's why I believe in this. Creativity is intelligence having fun.
So I'm confused. Like you design thinking. Like
When you design, me.
you design.
Yes, I design. I also teach design.
Okay, you design jewelry.
I did my project in jewelry.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have a story telling jewelry piece? You can
One of my stories. I do not have anything to share here because the company I was working with, I had signed an NDA. But I can share you that I worked with Titan Industries for Tanishq. My degree project from NID was on lifestyle jewelry. So when I backed the project,
lifestyle jewelry.
you study the lifestyle of a community or a person and you design for them. It can be a service, it can be a product, it can be anything. So the project what I had received, 3 of them, one of them I will tell you which is very close to my heart was yoga collection. So this is way back in 2008 where Tanishq was the first Indian jewelry brand to launch in the USA. So they had come up with lovely collections. One of them was yoga, which was given to me. I had to design jewelry pieces inspired by yoga. So in my design, I had also a jewelry piece where, for example, I would say there is a yogasana called a chakrasan. You know, chakrasan? Okay, you are like bending, you're like 180 degrees like this. So how do I, if it was a lifestyle project, so how do I infuse fun into it? So what I did is the pose or the sketch, whatever I did, it was a pendant. I made a pendant inside a pendant moving. So like, you know, it's chakring inside. So bringing in it a fun element. Also, I wouldn't say, but I can sketch well. But my sketches, the style of my sketches were implemented into jewelry. I did not have to do a typical stereotype jewelry design style. My sketches were a challenging part for the Tanishq factory to take it ahead, you know. So I had a special CAD person who would come and sit with me, trace it out and do those jewelry pieces. I should have worn, I had one of them with me. one of my mentors gifted me my own design. So that's a very precious gift I have. I forgot to wear it. I should have shown it to all of y'all, which was a yoga collection. So that is, then I also did a collection on ginkgo. Ginkgo is a national tree of one of the places in USA. So the leaves of ginkgo were an inspiration to design jewelry pieces. Third one was best of craft. Means the best of craft of India, you take and you make it into products. So crafts are lots, we have jali work, we have meenakari work, but that was the most, another challenging part was that was the low cost jewelry collection, whereas yoga was a high cost, more money was put into it. So I had that liberty to use stones and golds however I felt like. So this was one of the collections. Yeah. And also what happens is bad luck, recession hit, the Tanishq never went to in the US that time. So all of these lifestyle pieces were then brought to India and they were selling under Zoya. That's how Zoya also happened. That's again another part of design thinking. So you're not wasting them. How are you putting them under? So business is also growing. So Zoya is a lifestyle jewelry product, right?
I'm sure, at least conceptually, many of us were able to relate with it. Thanks for your brilliant question, because finally it also got connected
Yes.
with the subject that is so dear and close to all of us in this room. So I think thanks again, and thanks all for being such a patient audience through all the ups and downs, the technological ones mostly. We now know the drill. I think students in the class can return to the class, and those who are graduating will stay. Yeah, thank you.